Hey guys, how's it going? It's been 3 weeks maybe since we made a video last, so I wanted to do one today. Before I continue, it's not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence before making any type of investment. Past performance is not an indicator of future performance, so research, alright? I'm not a financial advisor. I'm an amateur. Consult with a professional if you're thinking about making any type of financial decision. These are all simply for informational purpose. So, if you haven't seen the last video, you could check it out below. Put a link to it below. And I think what I really want to talk about today is Bitcoin got really close to taking out the 2019 highs. Right now, it's seeing a rejection. One, because you have the horizontal support, which is, really right here, this top right here at 13.8. And then we're also hitting this log scale. In the last video, I talked about what Bitcoin would need to do before you could really presume that this was going to be a bull market. And I mentioned that we would see some sort of decoupling with stocks and Bitcoin. Today, everything's kind of selling off because this seems more like a liquidation event than anything. So you are going to see sell-offs in all assets, and that's usually what happens with deflation. But the real key here is that over the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we saw stocks actually start falling. They started peaking, and I'm gonna put another video up for the S&P and the Dow. But we actually saw Bitcoin jump up. It surged about 10-15%. So to me, that was very bullish. That was a very good sign of a decoupling occurring. And what we're gonna want to do is see that happens, that continues to stay true, that holds true, because it seemed pretty apparent that it was ready to decouple, and now everything's kind of selling off together. And the key is going to be to see stocks going down and start seeing that negative correlation between Bitcoin and stocks. We still have this one major bearish indicator, because I think we we didn't take out these 2019 highs yet, so maybe we can over the next few weeks, but we still have this channel which Bitcoin moved in for 7 years. We're still failing to get in here, and whoever the seller is that steps in here, the whales, they're very adamant about getting rid of Bitcoin at these levels. And right now we're seeing a rejection. So the real key is going to be in the short term holding this level right here, which is 11.6 to 11.9. That's going to be a key level to hold. Could see a bounce there, but the real key level is going to be right here on 98, 9,900 to 10.2K. If we can't hold that, we're probably going to see a bounce right here around this blue line, but that wouldn't be a really good sign, because what you're seeing is this head and shoulders. You got the shoulder, the head, and you got a little shoulder right here. You see a breakout of it. You see a retest, which was a good sign. But now, the real key is to holding this neckline. If we can't hold this neckline, then this head and shoulders that broke out, which had a price target of 17,000, it's invalidated. In the short term, if we can't hold this 11.5 region, then we're going down to this zone right here. So there's going to be a couple keys to watch over the next couple weeks. You got to remember that Bitcoin throughout its history, it's always had these, like, 40% drawdowns. Like here, it went from 29 to 18. They have these 40 to 60% drawbacks. Here, it was 49. Or here, it was 29 to 18. And, I'm just looking at this with you right now. I've looked at it in the past, 48 to, 3,000. So you see these huge drawdowns, 1,300 to 890 and 1,100 to 700, and you kind of get the point. You can see that there's always these 40% drawdowns in the bull market. And as far as we go back, you just see kind of, this huge volatility. Now looking at today's run recovery, so we saw the huge drawdown, and this was kind of like a down market, so it looked like a capitulation, and then we saw a very strong surge, and we just failed to hit new highs, which actually it could be a double top here. And you got to remember that this resistance has been very strong, and as I've mentioned before, it's very hard to be bullish. Although I was super bullish on Bitcoin after it broke 12, it was only up until we got to this point. But now it's kind of wait and see how we bounce. But as I was mentioning before, this channel that we moved in for 7 years, when you break a trend like this, I mean, you're basically saying that this uptrend, this parabolic move, or I guess it was a parabolic move if you really think about it, from 2012 all the way to now. This seems to be over now, unless we reclaim this channel. Unless we somehow move up into this channel, this move seems to be over. So but now the key is, do we continue to bounce up and then eventually break it, or are we going to go down and start that new trend where we start moving down towards lows below 2018 lows, right? And the real key is just going to be taking this level by level. So, you have that 12K level, you have the 10K level after, and then you have the this kind of log channel, this downward channel that was moving in, and we broke out of it. So if we move back in here, that's probably going to mean that it's going to get a lot weaker. And as you can see, this channel is pretty low. It gets pretty low. So in April of next year, in 2021, if we're below 8,000, that's probably not a good sign. But like I said, we're just going to take it level by level, because what we're going to want to see is, if stocks continue to go down, well, in a liquidation event, everything's going to sell off, period. That's just what's going to happen. So if this is a Great Depression, then maybe Bitcoin can't be saved. But if it continues to show those signals of decoupling, and the sell-off is maybe strong for stocks, but it's not as strong for Bitcoin, then I would say there's a real possibility that we need to entertain that this decoupling that happened over 2-3 weeks is part of a much bigger trend that we're about to see. So yeah, that's it for today, guys. Just remember this log channel. Right now we're seeing a trend change. We're trying to get back into our old trend, this old channel. And if we get in here, that's where I go fully bullish, right here. But if not, guys, I think there's going to be some kind of 40 to 60% drawdown, as we always see with Bitcoin in bull markets. If so, we could go down anywhere to 9K, 7 to 9K, depending on how quick we get there. Or sorry, 8.7 to 9K, 9.8. But we're just going to take it level by level from here, and I'll post more updates as we get further along. So that's really it for today, guys. Just remember that during a liquidation crisis, everything sells off, and our banking system is very unstable, and stimulus does work, but keep in mind it didn't work in Japan. Keep in mind that when you have money that is undefined, when you don't know where your money is, because it could be, collateral you're posting, like maybe to get the loan you gave a car to get your loan, or maybe, you gave some kind of bonds, or you gave some kind of stock, you gave some kind of collateral to receive the money that you received. But when that collateral is no good, you start to have these collateralization problems, which is what we saw in 2008. And it's also what we saw during that huge 50% capitulation. Remember when they said make or Dow? They had collateralization issues and everyone was getting liquidated. Collateral is a huge issue in the world, so it's definitely something to pay attention to, guys. Um, but if we see something like that, it didn't work. Historically speaking, it didn't work, and it seems that the cracks in our system, I don't know if these central bankers, or whoever it is that's creating the Fed policy and monitoring our economy, I'm not sure if they completely understand what's wrong yet. So that's going to be the big question. Will stimulus work this time around? Because they will throw in more stimulus, and if that starts to provide more relief for stocks and assets start moving up, then maybe um, we have to change our view from this being completely deflationary to inflationary. But until then, I think deflation is something that we need to see. We need to deleverage. We need to have defaults. You can't reward risky behavior by inflating away their debt. It usually doesn't work like that. That's what they want to do, right? So yeah, that's it. Those are my thoughts on Bitcoin. Let me know. Leave a comment what you think. Let me know if you want to see me cover anything else. But if not, we will see you in the next video.